It's such a teamwork, you know. It's not like policemen work one or two and they don't have like a SWAT team all the time. But every time you go in, you practically have a SWAT team. What, 3 people in all the time? 1 out of the fire truck, 2
Well,
in.
we're supposed to have 4 people on the scene before we can go into
4.
residence, yeah.
Per NFPA guidelines.
It's a 2 in, 2
yes.
out policy.
Yeah,
Unless it's a life-threatening situation, then you're able to make entry with less than that.
yeah.
I mean, we make up our own training right now to compensate for, you know, the things that have been changed within our department, because we have good lieutenants and good commanders that are going to make sure that we stay as top-notch as we can given the tools and the resources that we're given. So we still take a lot of pride in our jobs, and you know, we're going to put our best foot forward always, but we're being given less to work with, and that makes it difficult. And on top of it, every time we lose a full-time firefighter, those firefighters are being replaced with a reserve firefighter that isn't there every day. And not only are they not there every day, but they're not getting the same training we're getting. And it's not their fault, because they're more than capable of, you know, being at the same level that we're at, but they're not being held to the same standards. So after, you know, maybe 40 hours of training, they're being cleared to just go do whatever, when it's taking us 6 months to get to that point.
What comes to mind now is the brownout, and I don't think we need to go into it, but that was a farce, I think. And we don't have any more of those brownouts, do we?
We don't have a brownout, but we don't have a fire suppression, a true fire suppression apparatus available in District 73, which is the heart of the city. And when people are going to expect a fire truck in the event of an emergency, they're not going to get it. They're going to get 2 firefighters on an apparatus that cannot enter the structure.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know what to say. I myself, I'm not happy with the whole thing as a public citizen, and I don't think the city has handled all this correctly. I don't think there should be such of a problem there, especially when you are agreeable to cooperate. My own feeling, and tell me, Mr. Parker, is that you're not allowing the fire union to cooperate with you. But anything else you guys want to?
Do you want to
Cover.
touch on any more on the reserve program, or?
If you've got anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to be a reserve in this city a long time ago, and it wasn't anything like the reserve program they're trying to say it is now. I used to be a supplement. I was required to work 24 hours a month. I'd come in just an extra person. I wasn't counted towards manpower. But now they've resurrected the reserve program, and they're counted as manpower. They could be here 10 hours a month, or they could be here however many hours a month. They have no set schedule, or like she said, no set training they have to go through. So we never know what we're going to get. You know, somebody could be here, you know, 1 day a week, or we might not see them for a month. So we never know who we're going to get. I can't, like you said, it's a teamwork thing. I need to know the people I'm working with. I can, you know,
You can
trust
rely
my
on
life
them.
with.
Yeah.
And she said, like I said, I'm not saying these people aren't good people. They can be professional firefighters also, but that's not the case with this reserve program. It's just like it's a part timer, you know.
Yeah. No.
They're not being held to the same standard, and again, it's not their fault. They're more than capable of performing. If they were given the opportunity, they're not. And it's causing a deficiency in the level of service we're able to provide. Now, we can try our best to make up for it, but I mean, it becomes more and more of a burden every day, because like he said, when I work with my crew every day, I know them. I know what to expect. I know their capabilities. I know their weaknesses. I know their strengths. And we work well together. But if you've got somebody hopping from station to station to station, there's no consistency, how do you do that?
Yeah.
And look at the major incidents that have occurred just in this year. I mean, we've had the major incident on 95 with the tragedy that occurred there.
Oh, wow, that was a big one, yeah.
That was huge. And then just recently, we had the plane crash into land that our Port Orange unit was responding to. So, I mean, you can't predict an emergency.
No,
We're
you can't.
here as an insurance policy, and if we're going to be here as an effective insurance policy, we need to be the best that we can.
Yep, you can't predict it, and yet you have to be geared for it. So that no matter how expensive it may be, that it only happens once every 10 years, too bad. That's what we want. We want the protection in such catastrophes. Jim, let me ask you, how is the new director of public safety working out?
I like Chief Monahan. He seems like he's a very fair person. I don't have a lot of contact with him, but you know, I think he's a good person. I think he's doing a good job.
Who really is running the fire department?
That's Chief Bergman, Deputy Director Bergman. Yes.
Deputy director.
Yeah.
So there was, and such a change when Chief Weber left. There was a saving of money, I guess, for the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did that.
Yeah. I mean, we lost a lot of administrative positions, so it was.
Besides the chief.
Yeah, we lost the chief, the operations chief, the EMS chief. She mentioned the pub ed department.
When all those positions cease to exist, I think maybe a lot of people don't realize that a lot of that burden got placed on our commanders.
Yeah.
You know, now they're doing a job that a chief would have been expected to do, and they've not gotten any compensation for that.
Yeah.
It's a huge responsibility.
I can see that. Well, anything else?
Just like as a final comment, I'm not making this as a union representative or a firefighter. I'm doing this as a citizen. I'm disgusted with the way that the city's acted during this whole process. And they've seemed to want to just place the burden on the backs of the firefighters, just blame the firefighters. It's their fault. Well, like we said earlier, we're not financial experts, we're not lawyers. We got people in the city that should have known this problem was escalating and done something before, way before now. So who's the fault for this? Who's going to shoulder the blame? Somebody needs to step up and say, you know, maybe this was part of our fault. It's not just the firefighters. I'd like to see somebody say that.
And all we're trying to do is fix it. We just want to fix it and move forward. We have new leadership. You know, we can't have hurt feelings over the past. It's not going to do anything to solve the problem. Just like they've said that the city council that sits there today inherited the issues of what happened in the past. So have we. You know, we're sitting in the same position. All we want to do is fix it. We want to move forward. We want to start contributing into our pension and do something that's fair and right.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think this was very informative.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Carol, nice
you.
meeting you. Thank you
Nice
very
meeting
much.
you.
Jim,
Thank you very
thank
much.
you.